Hey, welcome out there to the greatest and best podcast in the world for the greatest and best TV show ever recorded in television history. Tribute. Take it away, my actorful friend, Anthony.
Tribute. That's what we're here to do. Pay tribute and homage to the greatest television show ever on your television. That's right. We acted it, and you saw it, and you made it the greatest television show ever. And that's what we are here to do. Pay tribute. Right, Michael?
That's correct. Pay tribute to our beautiful fans and our wonderful colleagues that helped us not create, but act in
Acting. Well, we had creators on there, we had actors, we had a lot of people there, but mainly we want to bring the fans the tribute that they deserve, because let us explain a little bit about what's going on here. So, my name is Anthony. I'm the actor who played Vinny on the greatest television show ever. You may notice we're not saying the name of the TV show. We're not going to be mentioning that because we don't have the rights. And Michael here, and Michael, tell them who you played on the show.
I played Al on the show, and once we describe the characters, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Our voice also, you'll
Right.
recognize our voice,
Right,
and you'll
right.
know who played who.
I don't know what you're talking about. My voice is different.
So yes, let's go over the ground rules so everybody can understand.
Not a ground rule double.
Ground
rules.
Oh yes, I played Little League too,
Hey,
so I know what
hey.
a ground rule double is. Okay, I know what
Not
that
double
means.
play. Anyway, we're getting off topic.
So here are the rules. We don't have the rights to do a podcast for the show that we were in. So we are going to speak about the show. We are vaguely going to describe the episodes. Well, maybe not vaguely. We'll probably go into great detail.
We'll go into details.
Yeah, for sure. You've seen the shows. You know the episodes we're talking about. Unfortunately, we could not reach a deal with the studios. They would not find us sponsors or anything like that. And we are going to bring you each episode. We're going to tell you whereabouts it was shot, how we put it together, the ideas we had, the ideas that were rejected, right? I mean...
Many ideas rejected.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's where the podcast comes in, because now we can talk about those ideas that were rejected.
Exactly, because they may have a copyright on the show.
But they don't have a copyright to us.
Or my mind. That's copyrighted by me. So, yeah, exactly. So, actually, can we use the names of the episodes, or
I don't think
should
so.
we just...
I don't think... No, because that's part of the whole...
How about if we jokingly say the one with or the one about,
That's
like
Friends.
Friends?
You can't do that. Friends did that. But maybe this is Friends. Oh, maybe this is Friends. See what we did there?
Oh, of course, a disclaimer. Any resemblance to another show or your real life is completely coincidental.
Amen.
It did not really happen.
Nope.
No. It's just, the show. That's all. That's just got to put that out there.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, if we say a story that happened almost exactly, it's not going to be exactly like it may have happened to you.
Right.
It may have happened to us or something, but,
But not to you.
But not to you. Exactly. Right. So you can't sue us. I'm calling no Susies. Okay? No Susies right now.
Stamped it.
Triple stamp, double stamp, touch blue to make it true.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
By the way, being actors, we are huge fans of movies, which I'm sure a lot of actors are out there.
That's why they went into acting.
Right. Exactly. It's a good thing. If you like something, you go out there and you do it. And that's the idea of this podcast also, to inspire others, artists, musicians, whomever, to fight the power, they say. Fight the big powers that be.
Reminders of He-Man.
Yeah.
I have the power!
Skeletor. Flashback to childhood. Okay.
All right.
Anyways. So all right. So we have told you about this podcast, right? Let's do the checklist here. We told you about the podcast.
We explained the podcast.
We did our intro.
We are who we are.
A theme song is coming.
I'm Michael. That's Anthony. Thank you very much.
Yes. If we didn't have a theme song for this episode, we will have one in the next coming episodes, maybe. We're still trying to figure that out.
And how we got casted. That's a great story.
Oh, yeah. That was a great story. So my agent calls me. And
You had an agent?
Of course I have. You have to have an agent. Even if you're not acting, you have to have an agent.
I was so good I didn't need one. They just found me on the street. Actually, no. Honestly, I got casted. I auditioned. And they didn't like me at first. But then I got an agent.
Yeah, listen, anybody out there, just get an agent. If you're not an actor, if you're an actor, you should have an agent. Just saying.
You should. I actually have one. I was just kidding.
Oh, goodness. So my agent calls me and says, how would you like to be on the greatest show ever?
But it wasn't yet because it wasn't created yet. But I guess that's your agent building it up.
Right.
He read the script. He got excited.
So I said, well, how do you know it's going to be the greatest show ever? And he said, well, because you're going to get on there and you're going to make it the greatest show ever.
That's a good agent.
Yeah, that's right. So I said, pressure much? But I said, yes, I'm not working right now, so sure, I'll go on an audition. And, we'll see what happens. So I flew out to New York.
You fool out?
I flew out. Did I say fool? Or
I don't know. It sounded like fool's ball.
I flew out and fell out of the airplane. I tripped down the stairs, coming down. No, I'm just kidding. I tripped down the stairs. And I met with the director and the casting agent, who shall not be named because, again, going back to the rules of the show, cannot speak of anybody else.
We can call him Tommy.
Tommy, we'll call him Tommy.
I don't know.
I kind of like remembered people by their physical appearances. Curly, he was curly hair, like me, very curly hair. Curly Tommy, we'll call him.
Curly Tommy.
And I met with Curly Tommy, and I read some of the script with another actor, several actors, and then they brought Mike in, and Mike, why don't you tell him how you got to that room in New York?
So my agent calls me. I was in Iowa, believe it or not. I was helping my cousin with his crops, and I had no work going on. My agent calls me. He goes, so, you want to go back on TV? I said, I guess. I'm having fun out here with the crops and potatoes. Well, this isn't Idaho. This is Iowa. Sorry.
You
corn.
mean taters?
Taters.
This is America. It's taters.
That's not Iowa. Apologize to all the Iowans out there.
Iowans?
Sorry. Anywho. So, I fly out to New York. Not fool or flew or fall out. And
Mister, I never stumble over my words.
So I stumbled on my words there. I fly out to New York. We get to the studio, and I walk into the room, and I see, as Anthony described, Curly Tommy. And we had a nice little, intro conversation. He described his vision of the show, and I liked it. I was like, all right, this seems pretty good. So I played the part of Al, and apparently I nailed it. Like, he loved it. But he had other actors come in, obviously, as protocol is. So he said, we'll keep in touch. We'll let you know.
And I was Vinny. Hey, Vinny, how you doing over here? From New York. Both our characters were from New York. And that's pretty much how we got to come on to the greatest show ever on television. Yes. Gonna say that a lot, just so everybody knows.
So I got called back for a second audition, And this is where I met Vinny, or actually met Anthony for the first time. And I didn't like him at first.
Oh, boy. Oh, wow.
He seemed a little bit full of himself, a little arrogant, and I wasn't into that.
Wait,
I came
Vinny
straight
or Anthony?
Anthony.
Oh my God.
So I just came from Iowa. I was more down to earth with the crops with my cousin, and coming to New York, and he's like, "I'm gonna be the best show, greatest show in the world because I'm on it." But I didn't realize later on that's his personality. He's just funny. He wasn't actually like being arrogant. He was just being a smart ass.
Yes, very sarcastic. I grew up in Jersey City, so you grow up with a different crowd there. Shout out to JCNJ, very
Mafia.
diverse crowd. Whoa, that's racist. Oh my gosh, I'm just kidding.
True story.
Oh boy. So Jersey City was definitely interesting. I'm still there right now, trying to get out of there. But what about you? Where'd you grow up, Michael?
With all the money you've made from this TV show, you're still living in Jersey City.
I'm still in Jersey City. Okay.
Hey, he's loyal.
I'm working on more stories for the next greatest TV show in history.
In Jersey City.
In Jersey City.
Why don't you come out to Iowa? That's nice and pretty.
Actually, I would probably like the quiet life.
I gotta go. We got cows.
Cows.
That's a little Twister reference. Did anybody get that?
Oh, boy.
So...
Yes, you. Where did you grow up?
Iowa. No.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, my cousin grew up in Iowa.
It's a forgetful state, okay? I'm just kidding. Iowans, I'm just kidding.
Is it Des Moines? Is it Des Moines or Des Moines? I grew up in Bud Lake, New Jersey. For all you out there, shout out to the Lake of Bud. It's a lot cleaner now than it used to be. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Trying to be green, right?
Or blue if you stick water.
Garden state.
The lake was green. Now it's blue.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was gross.
Oh, sounds.
So
nasty.
they went green and turned into blue.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Ooh, sorry about that.
All right, over there. So we're doing the second audition with Anthony, who's playing Vinny, and I think Curly Tommy just saw the chemistry right away. We didn't make out or anything, but the chemistry between the two of us, acting wise, was very strong. And I think, for me personally, I felt it immediately. I was like, wow, he's actually arrogant for a reason. He's really good.
Same here. Yeah, I was picking up on his attitude in the role and how he perceived Al to be, and it turns out that the characters' chemistry, the two characters on the show, is pretty much us in real life. We did the show so long. We are best friends now.
Yep.
I was his best man.
Oh.
And that was a special day for me. When he asked me about being his best man, I was in shock. I was like, wow, yes, I like you. Do you like me?
Pants stayed on.
Yeah. Well, we were in the bar, so there was a pool table there. It was tempting, but,
Yeah.
I always wanted to do the swishing of the pool balls out of the way and take my prize on the table. But you're not my prize. But you have your prize.
But he was my prize that night. He was my best man.
What are we saying here?
I think we're getting off topic again.
Oh, boy. So, yeah, that explains our relationship. You can tell in the podcast, too. We're exactly as we were on the TV show.
Idiots.
That's how we
Idiots in action.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And a lot of the ideas from the television show came from us off air while we were because sometimes we would shoot so long, we would want to get the episodes done so fast. We just rented a little 2-bedroom apartment and lived in it, and we had some fun doing that. And we got some ideas for the show too that way.
We got a lot of ideas from the show that way. A lot of ideas from the show that way. Yeah. A lot of funny things happened in that 2-bedroom apartment.
Some ideas never made it on air.
Well,
and we're going to tell you about
those
ideas.
They might just make the air now.
Oh, now they're on.
Because
now
we
they're
are the
airwaves.
creators and the writers and the directors. It's all in one.
Oh boy.
So, getting back to the idea of the podcast.
Yes.
How's
about
who came up with the idea?
Well, it was obviously we had the show. We had the fans. I've been listening to all these podcasts that have the show.
So Anthony
and
had
they
the
have
idea.
the fans. And the fans are getting all this great extra content about the shows they love, episode by episode. They're getting to hear the behind the scenes, the way they shot, the on-site, all the everything, right? And I'm like, we got to get this to our fans. We have to give them...
We owe it to our fans.
Exactly. We have to give them the greatest podcast about the greatest show to ever be on television.
Tribute.
Right.
Tribute to the best TV
Sorry,
show.
right. This is a tribute.
We owe it to our fans to
Right.
give them the best podcast for the best TV show.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna go episode by episode. You remember, like episode 1 where we meet.
The Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace. Episode 1.
The Phantom Menace.
The Phantom Menace. The meeting of the Phantoms of the Menaces.
What? This is stupid.
So episode 1, obviously where we meet at that big conference, we have all those extras and everything like that. We'll get into all the details behind the scenes.
Oh, that was difficult, but fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have
The drummers outside with the buckets.
yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Distracting everybody.
We're gonna tell you fans out there who was part of the show and who was not, who tried to sneak onto the show.
Oh, there was a lot.
What was scripted? There was so much stuff that was not scripted. Ad-libbed by yours truly and his truly. You. That was you. You were supposed to say yours truly. I waved.
Mine truly.
I moved my hand
He
to
did.
point to
He
you.
moved his hand and looked at me and I'm like, should I say mine truly or should I say Michael?
Whatever,
Ow.
whatever flows out of your mouth.
Oh, popcorn.
Then the other episodes, you all know the episodes. You're very familiar with. I know when I was growing up, I would watch a TV show so many times that I would memorize episodes. You have Move-In Day. You have
Car breakdown day 1, and then there's day 2.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'll have a lot of car breakdown episodes.
Yeah, you did not have a brand new car.
They kept giving me crap cars.
Yeah, sorry, never mind brand new, like used cars.
Not used.
4 to 5.
For some reason,
the series.
I don't know, it was the director or the writers just decided to keep giving Al like 15-year-old cars.
Yeah, absolutely. That was funny. You have the one episode.
And then poor Vinny always had to bail him out of a situation.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's what friends are for, right? We became good friends on the show. We became good friends in life. We help each other out, and obviously you remember from the show how we went about moving the car on the one car. We'll get into that. We're getting ahead of ourselves. That's way down the line. You got the bottle smell episode, if you remember that episode. Little snippy. And, that was a great episode.
That was a phenomenal episode.
You all remember the pay the drug dealer with a gun episode? We have a mutual friend who decided...
I loved these. I'm laughing sorry because I'm like reenacting it in my head.
Oh my God, it's great. It's great. What else? Of course, obviously, so not only in the show, but in real life, I am probably 40 pounds heavier than you. What do you weigh? I'm like 220.
More. You've lost a lot of weight since you stopped
That's
eating.
true, actually. Since the beginning, yes. That's another episode. The fridge went empty episode. You remember that obviously, but we're gonna tell you how that idea came about and everything. And I used to be about 240, 235.
And I was like 160 at that time.
Right.
Now I eat everything, so now
he's
I'm
bulked up a bit,
190.
190. Ooh.
185.
Ooh, you're a muscular man, you.
More, sure. In the stomach.
I am a bigger fat. But yeah, so the reason I was talking
Boba
about
Fett,
that was
thank
Boba Fett.
Get it right.
That's good. We'll keep those Star Wars fans listening. Yeah, I do love Star Wars. I'm a huge fan. So the reason I brought that up was the Heat episode where I run hot because obviously I'm a little overweight and much heavier than Mike, and he's always cold. So
Freezing.
yeah, so we had
It was like a Cool Runnings incident. You
yes,
remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, that was great. Yep. And you have the episode. Let's just say, well, I don't partake in the marijuana, but Al does.
But Al did. Yeah.
Does. Well, you know.
Well, this is Michael. Al did.
And so we have the episodes where...
God forbid Vinny, the writers ever put something toxic in Vinny's body.
and that's what worked so great, too, was the pureness of Vinny. No, not at all. And, yeah, so we'll go through the couple of episodes where Al, tokes up a bit, and he had a little bit of fun by himself, and it was fun to watch. Mike did a great job acting that stuff out. That was great. I mean, the whole series, Mike was great. And
Well, thank you.
yeah. Oh, absolutely. Of course.
I thought it would be easier because I'm just the big idiot in action, so acting high is just natural for me because I'm not naturally high, but I'm a natural idiot.
Also, I want to mention that if we get this podcast going,
when we get this
yes,
podcast
that's right,
going,
because of you great fans, again,
we owe it to the fans.
we owe it to the fans. We are going to try to have guest stars
Yes.
on. We will have to explain the rules to them. Obviously, they can't use their real character's name. They're going to have to not mention the name of the show and the network that it was on. Can't mention any of the names of the employees or extras that were there because we are avoiding all legal discourse here.
But we'll most likely have Jen. Jen will be here. She'll be a guest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kim
Jong
Kim
Jong Un? No. What? Who? No.
He digresses in politics again.
Well,
Politics.
I am not a politician. Brrr.
No, I'm not a crook. Idiot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a crook. Brrr.
He's motorboating him. He's not a crook.
Oh,
boy. Sorry, I'm taking your saying.
That's so funny. All right, gang. That is the gist of this podcast right there. We're doing it.
I'm doing it well.
We're doing it and doing it well, and we're doing it for
The fans.
That's right. That's what we're doing it for.